Hey guys, welcome back here to the Fishing Teacher. Really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to watch the video today. And guys, today we're going to be talking about 3 lures that work right now. It's like the time of filming this video, we're in the middle of March, and if you want to go out, if you got a fishing trip planned this week or this weekend or something, or really over the next couple weeks, I got 3 baits that's going to get you some good fish. And I really want to go over each specific bait and describe the scenario that it works in. You know, water clarity is the type of cover, and some of the biggest fish that I've caught in March and early April, depending upon the weather, have come on these 3 baits. So we're going to get into that in today's episode. And also, guys, I will link each one of these lures I'm talking about. We're going to be talking about 3 different baits. We're going to be talking about my Blaukat Throwback jig. We're going to be talking about a bladed jig, and we're going to be talking about a big honking spinnerbait. I'll put 3 in my favorite, or I'll link all 3 of these, the ones I use, in my Tackle Warehouse link in this video description if you guys would like to pick a few up using my link there. And also, guys, real quick, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water private lesson with me to go fishing on Table Rock or Stockton Lake here in Missouri, shoot me a private message on my Facebook page, Intuitive Angling with Randy Blaukat, for details there. And one final thing, guys, if you're wanting to get some places to go fishing for this spring, please check out my Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns. These are maps I built for Fish the Moment that it gives you guys 40 GPS waypoints for the springtime of the year on your favorite lake, tips and advice on how to fish each spot. I'll have that link in the description too, so appreciate that. Okay, guys, we are in the middle of some of the best bass fishing you're gonna have all year right now. At the time of filming this video, like I said, it's the middle of March. And based upon where you live out in the country, you're looking at water temperatures anywhere between the mid 40s to the mid 60s, depending upon geographically where you're at. But if you're through that middle swath of the country, like where a lot of the big bass lakes are, you're in the middle of the pre-spawn. Most of the water temperatures now are in the 50s for the most part through there. It varies a little bit based upon weather patterns that you have coming through, but it's pretty much the pre-spawn period. We're getting closer. The spawn is going to be taking place. It's not going to be much longer. It's going to be 2 to 4 weeks from now, again, depending upon the weather patterns and, where you're at. But there's 3 techniques that right now, if your water temperature is anywhere between, say, upper 40s to maybe around 60 degrees, I got 3 things I want to talk about today that's going to definitely get you guys some good fish as far as technique-wise. Now, I've been doing a lot of pre-spawn stuff on all 3 of my channels lately, but I really want to hone in on like right now in March that works really good. And the first one, you guys have probably heard me talking about it, is this big honking spinnerbait. Now, this is the time of year to use the biggest spinnerbait of the year. I use different sizes of spinnerbaits all year long. In March is when I go to the biggest bait that I fish all year. I use a 3/4 ounce spinnerbait with a number 7 or number 8 willow leaf blade and some type of a trailer on it to make the bait a large profile. Now, this is the bait right here that you want to throw on nasty days in the springtime of the year in March. If you look at your weather forecast and you can see there's a front coming in, it's supposed to get cloudy or windy, maybe it's raining, you got a nasty, one of those, early spring days where it's raining. Guys, this is what you want to tie on, especially you got some wind. Water temperature or water clarities, it works in a wide range of water clarities. I've caught them on this big spinnerbait in anywhere between a foot of visibility and 6 or 7 foot of visibility. Like at Table Rock Lake, guys, I've had some great days over the years on Table Rock where the water clarity is over 5 foot clarity, and we get a windy, cloudy day. They'll light up a big spinnerbait, even in that clear water, especially if you got wind, and the same in any water visibility. It's a very diverse, but the common thread amongst this is you really need wind or clouds, unless you're fishing dirty water, and then you can get by with just fishing it on sunny days or maybe on shady banks. But guys, just slow roll this around any type of a pre-spawn area. Your steeper banks, your bluff banks, your steeper channel banks, around any shallow cover in the water. Try to slow roll it pretty much just, a foot or 2 off of the bottom. I don't want this bait high up in the water column. I want it close to the bottom and catch a lot of big fish on a big spinnerbait during this period of the year. Now, the other one along sort of those same lines, guys, is March is an outstanding time of year to fish a bladed jig. Bladed jigs are exemplary in the month of March. And it's sort of the same as with the spinnerbait. They work in the same type of areas of the spinnerbait, but the bladed jig will also work shallower. If you got some areas that are maybe flatter a little bit with some off-colored water, gravelly type banks, It can be rocky, gravelly banks. It can be some grass in the water, whatever you have. When those fish are in less than 5 foot of water in March, the bladed jig is hard to beat. The bladed jig it's a little bit different than the spinnerbait in the fact it'll work in a little bit, of a more diverse range of weather patterns. You can catch them on a bladed jig. I don't care if it's sunny, partly cloudy, or rainy, or windy, or no wind. They will bite a bladed jig really good on shallow cover this time of year. And it's the same thing. Just slow roll it close to the bottom, but not on the bottom. I fish the bladed jig and the spinnerbait the same way. If I'm fishing 3 foot of water, I want that bait 6 inches or a foot off the bottom. If I'm fishing in 7 foot of water, I want that bait in 5 or 6 foot of water, a foot or two off the bottom. Just slow roll it close to the bottom. Outstanding, guys, for catching them. And the bladed jig, it's a little bit different than the spinnerbait in the terms of I don't like it isn't in clear water like I do with the spinnerbait sometimes. The bladed jig to me is a stained water bait. So I'm looking at water visibilities, in my opinion, for a bladed jig, 2.5 foot of clarity or less is like what ideally. Perfect water visibility for a bladed jig is going to be 12 to 15 inches in that range. And then finally, guys, is full-size jig. This is my Blaukat Throwback jig here. Any type of a brown color, brown and orange, brown and purple, solid brown, match it up with a green pumpkin trailer. I'll use a solid brown or any type of a brown color as long as that water visibility is over about a foot. If the water is really dirty, like it's under a foot, I'll go to like a black and blue or black and chartreuse. But a full-size, half-ounce living rubber jig, large trailer on it, guys, is deadly during the month of March. And like all three of these, you're looking for pre-spawn areas, pitching and flipping that jig in and around any rocky banks, shallow cover, whatever, cover that you have in the lake you're fishing. And any particular day, I'll have all three of these on. I may go out fishing, like if we were going fishing tomorrow, I'd have all three of these. And let me give you a prime example. Say I'm fishing a nice channel bank. I may start out slow rolling the spinnerbait down that channel bank and see how it produces. And if I catch a few or don't catch a few, I may come back on it with the bladed jig. Those are two reaction baits. And if I come through there with the bladed jig and the spinnerbait and don't catch much, then I'll follow it up with a bottom bait like the jig. Because sometimes they're in a mood to chase the bait and sometimes they're not. But all three of these guys, big spinnerbait, big jig, bladed jig, three of the best big bass lures that you can have specifically in the month of March. So, and another thing, guys, on the bladed jig is sort of like the jig too. I like some type of a brown, green, or orange, some type of a crawdad pattern. It can be solid green, it could be solid brown, but as long as you have some combination of brown, green, orange in there, it's a really good color this time of year. So anyway, guys, hope it helps out. I'll link everything in the description of the video if you'd like to pick up a few. We'll talk later.